multiple companies that have done well. All of them solve very simple problems, and they find a elegant way to solve it, which can be repeated over and over again. You need to be able to solve a problem, simple problem repeatedly. That is how you get annual recurring revenue. This is the only way to do it. And I think so if you can find a problem like that, I think that is great.
This is Siddharth Aluwalia. Welcome to the 100x Entrepreneur Podcast. This episode is brought to you by Prime Venture Partners, an early stage VC fund led by Amit Somani, Shripati Acharya and Sanjay Swami. Prime is often the first institutional investor in category creating tech startups in fintech, SaaS, healthcare and education such as MoneyTap, Happy, MFine. To know more about Prime, visit primevp.in. Today I have with me Harpreet Singh Grover, co-founder of CoCubes. CoCubes is an online platform for assessments and hiring, which was acquired by Aon Hewitt in an all-cash deal in 2016. Harpreet has authored the book on his journey from starting CoCubes till acquisition. The book is called Let's Build a Company. He authored it along with his co-founder in CoCubes, Vibhor Goel. This is a tale of persistence and grit by two founders and about a company built in India by two Indian founders. It's written in the hope that entrepreneurs can avoid the mistakes which they made and learn from what they did right. Harpreet is also an active angel investor with his investments include Chayos, Shop Kirana and Avail Finance. Welcome Harpreet to the podcast.
Hi Siddharth, morning. Hey, thank you for having me here, and hello to anybody who's listening.
Harpreet, would love to start, by the mindset of an entrepreneur. I'll just jump to some of the phases. I hope the listeners read the book. Jump to some phases which even were not captured in the book. And we were discussing before the podcast. When entrepreneur is at his lowest in the journey, it's very easy to get quit. It's easy to not think in a closed box, right?
Yeah.
What observations you have from your own experience, and if you can share those experiences that were your lowest in your journey?
Yeah, I think you bring up a good point now. And maybe this is the point that every entrepreneur has gone through. I am of certain belief that there is no billion-dollar company out there which has been made without this point, having occurred. And, also there are like thousands of companies out there which have given up at this point, right? But I'm saying I remember the point in CoCubes. This was the point when, we had a term sheet for raising $5 million. This was 2011, 2012. And at the end moment, it didn't pan through. We were a team of about 120, 130 people. We had a fancy office and we had to, let go of 70, 80 folks, 66%, 70% of our team, if we had to make through. And, we had already taken on debt because this money was coming. So people whose money was not supposed to be at risk had given us money because कि 2 महीने में वापस आ जाएगा, and at this moment everything fell apart, and you've already been slogging for 5 years, to get to this point. So I remember sitting on the staircase, on the fire exit staircase, and talking to a friend who was in the corporate, and I remember his voice is saying, "यार हरप्रीत कभी-कभी नहीं चलता यार, छोड़ देना चाहिए. You are young, you are what 20, 28 right now, 29, and तू वापस start कर लेना यार, इसमें क्या है?" And and it seemed like fine advice. You wanted to, if you could close the shop and you could just go home and just let it be. It sounded very alluring. कि एकदम से खत्म हो सकता है क्या? Can I be free? But I think the entrepreneurs, I'll tell you the reason also why we didn't do it. We didn't do it because we had that debt. खाली venture capital लिया होता ना, maybe would have taken the easy call. Maybe would have said, यार बहुत मुश्किल हो रहा है. let's not do it. But we had debt from about 2.5 crores from people whose money was not supposed to be at risk. This was their life savings. My parents, my parents, Vibhor's parents, Raghu Bhatta, who was on our board, he was a VC, but he had given us 1 crore by taking out his FD just because he believed in the company. And there were a couple of other folks. Amanjeet Saluja also had put in money. So this was not supposed to be at risk, and this was unacceptable to Vibhor and me. So, but if you look at the mindset, which is the question you asked, I think the mind there is like a closed room, jahan ki hawa andar na stale ho gayi hai because of overthinking, and it keeps going round and round, and you're tired of that thought. Nothing new comes in, and at that point, I think the thing that entrepreneur doesn't want to do is talk to somebody about it, because you are feeling so low that I don't want to talk to somebody about it. But thing you have to do, and this is true for personal situations, professional situations, is that you need to open up a window in that room. You need to talk to somebody who has been in that situation, who has seen that situation, and who can tell you what lies ahead. Right. And I think for us, that was talking to TVG Krishnamurthy, who was also our, coach till that time. We had taken his advice half seriously, but at this point, talking to him was helpful. Actually, he opened that window and he said, look, you are smart guys. Yeah. You're smart folks. I know you for 3 years. You're smart folks. I'm sure you have built some assets which are useful. Don't think about aage kya karoge, ye hoga, wo hoga. Just work on protecting what you have built. And that just changed perspective. You were in the saying, mujhe banana hai, mujhe paisa chahiye, I need money to build. And suddenly you were saying, okay, I've built. It is not, I can't get more money, but can I protect what I have? Right. And we spent and I just changed the entire perspective. The window opened, fresh breeze came in, and we told the company, look, we have these relationships with colleges, we have these relationships with corporates. Let's protect them. We have been doing it for free in the hope of building a much larger company. We can't. Let's go ask for money. We are providing value. So ab paisa mangte hain. And that changed everything for us. It wasn't, like it. I'm saying it changed the mindset. The actual change took 2 years of slog. Right. And I remember being so focused in doing it that my I had to type out a message to my parents saying, look, don't worry. I'm not depressed or not committing suicide over planting. And don't worry about any of that. I'm saying I'm just very focused on, because I now have a way to ensure this goes right. So I'm very focused on just doing it.
And that focus, kept you in that journey. There was value which you brought to colleges and students and the corporates, and now you can charge for that value. And I believe it was not easy to take to give out something for free and then start charging, the next day. But you guys kept at it. How was that journey, right? The next 2 years.
Yeah, I'm saying we kept it because there was no option.
Yeah.
And that is a great way, actually, because we were talking about angel investing also. The more I've invested in about 38 companies, I can tell you, and this is from experiences of friends who are super angels in India, and this is from experience of, because I wanted to read more about it, I read. The folks said, my best angel investments were done when I had less money, because I genuinely had to, deploy it carefully. Right. So spray and pray wasn't the alternative. So the reason I mentioned this is, when you have only one option, when you have only one way to go, all your focus, goes there. Now, karna hai, marna hai, wo nahi chala, to tum waise hi marne wale ho. So we were very, very focused on saying we have to get money. And this involved doing a lot of things. This involved moving to a small office. This involved telling, not having insurance for laptops, telling everybody, please take care of your laptops because, we can't buy insurance. This involved having, I remember, we used to talk about ergonomic chairs and all of that earlier, but I'm saying this involved being in an office jahan pe you couldn't keep your elbows on the desk because the desk had to be shorter because they had to fit another row for the people who could come in. But I also remember the day this, actually, I remember the day it changed, and the day it changed was when we cracked Microsoft as a client, and everybody was participating in that deal, and I think I consider it one of, the I'm saying, I'm a half sales guy. So in the sales process, I consider this one of the things that I've done in life. Cracking that deal when everybody else in India was participating, and this was the deal where where the mindset of the company changed. Where after this deal, before this deal, we believed कि अगर ये करेंगे तो यहाँ पहुंचेंगे. We will survive. After this deal, everybody started to believe. Like we were talking, Siddharth, earlier, if you want to get a job in a VC, if you're gone to an IIT and gone to an Harvard and, done something else, it's easy to get a job. So most people look for external proofs because they don't want to apply their own mind. So Microsoft became the external proof for our company, to believe that, okay, Harpreet Vibhor बोल रहे थे, ठीक है, अच्छा है, लेकिन अब Microsoft भी आ गया है, तो, now we will do well. But, because you asked what went through, I can tell you that, before, earlier we had this big fancy office, we were working towards the vision. Now, you had to go into the office and you had to gather courage. You have to look positive, for folks who are there working. And, I remember parking the car, I remember coming up and, like gathering courage, okay, yeah, we have to work hard today. I have to tell everybody it will work. I have to believe it will work. And then entering the room. So that was what it was like here.
I remember a similar instance from my journey. I started two companies, Adadoc, which after raising money pivoted to Baby Gogo. And during Baby Gogo, right, the first half was very rosy, where we had investors' money and we were chasing DAO, MAO, retention, like daily active users, monthly active users, how much is the user retention. And we thought that these are the metrics because these are validated by Series A VCs because they were measuring us on these metrics. We were the top performing company. We were going to like IC calls. And then after a few IC calls, they told us the market is not large. And we told, WTF, till now you said everything was good, right? We had the best metrics for any company in this age, in this, area, which was parenting, community building. And now you are saying that the market is not large for this play. And suddenly, but we kept on right at it, and we kept getting revenue from advertisement from the likes of Johnson's, Himalaya, but the Indian advertisement, we couldn't, I realized at that point in time, change a lot of things in the company because the company was built in such a way that the revenue source was that. We tried e-commerce, because entrepreneurs hustle, they try to find new sources. E-commerce didn't work out, but suddenly we reached the point where the money was dried up. And this is the point in 2017 beginning, then a funding of the which we raised of 2 CR was drying up, and we were open, transparent with the team that you might have to take salary cuts, and they did take salary cuts. Grateful to the team for sticking by us. Somehow we were able to convince external folks that the metrics are still going up, right? There's even if the money we are losing, we are not spending on advertisements to get more users for our app. The DAO, MAO are going up by organic word of mouth, and we would finally close 1 CR of funds, a bridge round. But after that round, still the company was depleting. And at that point of time, there was a similar box, for me, where we had a few acquisition offers before which were larger, and now the acquisition offer which we had was much smaller. And at that point of time, when we just had from the second round of funding 35 lakhs left in the bank for a team of 20, which was not even 1.5 to 2 months of salary. At that point, my co-founder said, Siddharth, like you built this company from 2012 till 2017, pivoted from initial B2B model to B2C model, survived, persisted, raised funding, got acquisition offers from some of the best companies, soon to be unicorns at that point in time, right? And now we have the small acquisition offer. Let's take it. We'll do something together again, but for now, for the sake of the team, let's take it. They have also taken salary cuts, and I said yes. But I realized, not every situation is like where one get a window of that, and every situation might not always be for entrepreneurs where they can keep on continuing. So it's very subjective, I think, Harpreet. But what you shared is, but if somebody gets a chance to think beyond and continue in that way. And you had that debt, right? For us, it was that, yeah, from this acquisition, chalo, investors का पैसा तो वापस हो जाएगा. Team will get 2x of the current salary, they'll be happy.
Yeah, I would say, I think, Siddharth, like you're saying, I think the important point is, if you are in a tough spot, right, at any point in your journey,
yeah,
talk to somebody who has been in that tough spot.
Yeah.
Right. That is important. Now, what happened after you talk, we don't know where it will go, but you need to open a window. You need to let in fresh air in your mind.
And Harpreet, you also shared during that phase of acquisition in your book with Eon, it took 9 to 12 months or more than that for the entire acquisition to take place, and it was many phases where it could have fell apart. And I have seen historically, where acquisitions fell apart, the company just dies. What was that in CoCubes that you kept growing and like you were?
So I think what we had realized was, I think the entire acquisition took about 2.5 years actually. Yeah, so not even 10 to 12 months. It took 2.5 years. The thing there is that what we had realized from earlier was that it is not done till it is done. Okay, and we always wanted to be in a place where we could say fuck you. Okay, and that place was to be profitable for us at that point in time, right? So what we did was we ensured we focused on continuing the company to grow. So our company continued to grow month on month, year on year. I'm saying annually we were growing at about 60%, and all of it was actually going to the bottom line because we were keeping our costs low, and it was B2B, almost no marketing spends. So, and the company became more and more profitable. So actually, if you ask me, if we actually sold the company for far higher than what we would have sold earlier. If actually at the start of the acquisition, somebody had given us $1 million, $2 million cash offer, we would have taken it. किसी ने दे दिया होता ना कि आपको पैसा वापस हो जाएगा, we would have taken it. But by the end of it, we were so confident about the company doing well that we could negotiate here. We had the plan B was continuing to run the company.
Yeah.
And that immensely helps. And I have learned this over time. And Vibhor actually is much stronger in this. He's not on the podcast, but if you need to be in any deal, you need to have the ability to say no. If you are always worried whether the deal will fall apart or not, if I do this, then you will always end up with shitty terms. That is a given, right? That doesn't mean you be cocky or you be stupid, right? But you need to know what you want from the deal. And you need to know that, that this is what I need to get there. So वो बहुत important है, and you need to be able to say no if you are not getting what you want. Otherwise you will do the deal, and you will not be happy. It will be a lose-lose. The deal has to be a win-win. Sometimes I think genuinely, you build a startup without any revenue, it gets bought by another unicorn. That is like the best thing, man. Like both companies don't have profit. There's nothing to look at, right? Because in our case, we had been running the company for 7-8 years. There was 8 years of income tax filing. There was profit. There were clients who were giving us money. You could dissect and sect ke larger clients kitne hai, small clients kitne hai, average ticket size kitna hai. Oh man, it is a lot of work. I really, the best thing that can happen to you is that you build a company which has no revenue, gets acquired by another company which has no revenue, and I'm saying everybody's feeling great about it.
But and we have seen those cases happen where the larger unicorn acquires a smaller company with no revenue, and both don't have revenue, and the deal fall apart. And there I was saying, usually the smaller company dies because there is no plan B.
Yeah, multiple such examples.
If you can share some numbers, that what was the revenue when the acquisition started, like the talk started, and what was the actual revenue of the company when it got acquired?
When discussion started, so I'm saying, so what has happened? I'll actually, let me go back to the start. When we started the company in 2007,
Yeah.
from there we had gone to about $1 million in actually $1.5 million in annual run rate by 2011.
Yeah.
Then all of it fell apart. By 2013 we were down to zero.
Yeah.
Okay. Then we again had to build revenue, because this time we were building it from the corporate. Earlier we were building it from the colleges, right? We again had to build revenue. And by the time the first discussion of acquisition started, we were back to about $1 million or so,
Yeah.
right? By the time the acquisition happened, which was 2 years later, we were at $3 million,
Oh.
right? Today, I believe the company does around $10 million or something, right? In the time that we have after we sold it. So it has, so this is how the journey has been. But I'll tell you, the difference was not the 1, 2, 3. The difference was the difference we had in confidence in the company and in ourselves, in running the company. So that also resulted in a difference in the multiple that we got in terms of the deal.
Yeah, you shared in the book the first time they were offering a 3x multiple on the deal, let's say, and then when the company revenue grew, you said, right, the 3x is far surpassed when you
Correct.
started talk. So,
Correct.
and the first time, when your VC term sheet fell apart, right, you didn't have a second choice. You would have taken any money, I believe, just to save that round, because
Absolutely. Just that when you want to take anything that you get nothing here.
yeah,
Right. At that point, I remember, by the way, that's an interesting point that you mentioned. And the key to think is that companies are not, sold, they are bought.
yeah,
I think that is super critical to remember, because at that point, we went to all the folks, all the large companies saying, Hamari fadi hui hai, do you want to buy? And, we got 1 or 2 offers, but the offers were bad. They were not worth accepting. So, companies are, the companies are not sold, they're bought. This is critical to
I
remember.
think companies can only be bought when the company getting acquired can easily walk away, as you shared, right? That's I
Correct.
think when
Absolutely.
entrepreneurs enter negotiation,
That is when you will get the
they
right deals, you'll get the right
they,
money.
they forget that.
Yeah.
And Harpreet, what has been your life like after acquisition till now?
Life has been good, yeah. Before acquisition was also good. After acquisition, it has also been good. When the talks were happening
Yeah.
in 2015, my daughter Dia was born. Once the acquisition happened,
Yeah.
I actually asked my wife Bhakti, ke, kya karna hai batao? Now you have been stuck with me for the last 7, 8, 9 years. And you're from Bombay, you've been in Gurgaon. What do you want to do? Because now we can go anywhere. We are a big company. If I ask them to move me to New York, maybe they will. Want to move them to London, they will. Tumhe kya karna hai batao? She actually wanted to come to Bombay. And so we came to Bombay. So that was one. And because I had time on my hands, over the last 3, 4, 5 years, I have spent a lot of time with my daughter. Because I'll tell you, because a lot of folks who were 10 years ahead of me, 20 years ahead of me, when I asked them, what would they change? And they say, I wish we could go back and we would have spent more time with our children. Bade ho gaye, pata hi nahi chala. And I said, okay, yaar, I have time, aur kya karna hai? So let's do this. So, there are numerous trips that I've done with her and, continue to do. So that has been something that has been very fulfilling. Actually, after the acquisition, there was the golden handshake period. We had to spend a couple of years, within Aeon. Once that was done, Vibhor and I spent about 6 months on the book. So, Penguin said, why don't you write a book? So we ended up doing it. Thankfully, the book has done really, really well, which has been great. After that, I spent 6 months with Ola as an advisor. I've known Bhavesh, before actually Ola was conceptualized. And I think that was great learning here, for me, definitely. And I hope I was able to add value to the company as well. So for 6 months, I was flying to Bangalore every week for a couple of days and coming back. So I could have, 3 days there and then 4 days back in Bombay. That has been there. Now, after that, COVID stuck, and so couldn't move much. In the last 3, 4, 5 months, we have started traveling again. I'm a mountain person, so and there are 2 or 3 interests that I have. One, I am incredibly interested in how to create the right environment for a child. Right, this has been of a lot of interest over the last few years, because I think, I think parenting is a responsible position, right?
Yeah.
And I want to spend more time around this. And how can we create the right environment for a child? And the other thing which has been interesting, which was the reason we started CoCubes, was how can how let me put it this way: how can you help somebody pursue their interest and abilities? Right. And I think in this world, it is lost. We are so conditioned by what the world has told us and how to behave and what to do, that it is not until much later in life that you really realize मैं करना कुछ और चाहता हूँ और मैं कर क्या रहा हूँ. Right. So how can that happen for young adults? Is something that is of a lot of interest to me. So, spending time around interests and abilities, creating the environment for the child, parenting, and then moving it to young adults, and how can people choose the right careers to do, is something that I've been spending time reading on, talking to people about. And one thing we're doing is, we're looking to open up a small school in a place called Palampur in Himachal. I ended up going there during the lockdown. I think it's one of the most beautiful places I've ever seen in the entire world. It's like a mini Europe in India. It's the closest that it comes to me in my head, and I want to spend more time in that location. My friends Rajat and Madhumita stayed here, and they're saying, can we start making a open learning center for kids? Where the village kids can, come through the year after school, and maybe we can do something for our classmates, our batchmates, do summer camps for kids. Can we build a world-class open learning center? So this has been taking some time. It's easy to be busy.
Yeah. And these things are, I think, inspiring your next company, if possible, on the interest now which you have.
I'm saying hopefully it will lead to something here.
Yeah.
I think one of the thoughts that has really influenced me in the last few years, and it becomes deeper every time that I read it, is Karam karo, phal ki chinta mat karo. The other way, if you ask me, this is the summary of the book, which is the book by James Clear.
Yeah.
Atomic
Habits.
Atomic Habits. What does it say? Make good habits, right? Not goals. What is that? That means karam karo, phal ki chinta mat karo. Right? What does it mean? It means be in the moment. Right? Do what you're supposed to do in the moment. The rest will follow. So we'll see. Hopefully another company will happen. Hopefully it won't happen. We don't know yet. But the point is to wake up every day and have a great day.
Amazing. And then what has changed in your life as a schedule, as you said, right? Before the acquisition, right? You had a company to run. You were completely focused on it.
Yeah.
After the acquisition, you could think on various things. You could think about family. You could think about spending time with family. You could think about your interests, right? But entrepreneurs don't have this. I think most entrepreneurs don't reach such a point of privilege, right? So can this life be designed?
Yeah, I don't think it's a question of can. It's a question of you have to.
Yeah.
Because if you don't, I think there is a high chance you will have a regret when you're 40 or 50. You will look back and say, oh, I didn't spend enough time with my child. You will look back and say, I could have spent more time with my partner. Why should I, if, our parents are getting old, you will look back and say, I wish I had spent more time with them. So I think these are the common things I heard when I spoke to people who were 20, 30 years ahead of me. And I said, yaar, ye nahi bolna chahiye. You can build a company when you're 60 again, but can you have your parents back? Can you have your child back? I don't think so. So I am not advocating you drop what you're doing and you start spending all your time with your child. By the way, I did that and I realized that बच्चों के साथ आप 2-3 घंटे बिता सकते हो. After that you're done, because after that they are also done with you. But can you take, and that is not great parenting if you want to spend all your time with a child. That is, you have to create the right environment for them to prosper. And in that environment, your place is maybe 2 hours a day. But taking out an hour or 2 in the day to be with your family, to be with the folks you love, I think is critical. I think this is a magical time if you can be in the moment. If you can come home and say, I will have dinner with my wife, keeping the phone aside. And for this 1 hour, I will actually be with my wife. I will not think about the VC deal that is going to close tomorrow. I will not think about text बज रहे हैं, client delay हो रहा है, oh यहाँ फट गया, oh server down है. For that 1 hour, the world is not going to change, but your world will definitely change. I am 100% sure of that. Right? So ये करना बहुत जरूरी है. And then you spend the next 23 hours the way you want. That is okay.
And there's a tag which a friend society places on us. Yeah, now you have been an entrepreneur, you will again be an entrepreneur. कि नई कंपनी कब शुरू कर रहे हो? ठीक है. People ask me that you been an entrepreneur, तुम corporate में क्या कर रहे हो? मैंने कहा मजा आ रहा है मुझे corporate में इसलिए कर रहा हूँ, right? I'm learning, right? I don't need to go to back to being an entrepreneur, and the things which I do it entrepreneurially. The podcast which I do, right? It's growing up. I co-founded it with my wife. She takes care of it full time. The investments which I do, right? So I think now it's become more of a mindset for me, right? Rather than just doing a sake of company for being the tag of an entrepreneur. It also is very difficult to dissociate with it.
Absolutely, यार जो करो मन से करो, right? उसमें तो कोई doubt ही नहीं है. And I think the best things are done with full involvement. You can't treat entrepreneurship like a 9-to-5 job. It is a nature. So now that I want to read about parenting, I'm saying I have read 10-20 books. I know what different curriculums are. I know what Montessori is. I know what world of education is. I have visited Palampur. I'm thinking of doing an open learning center there. So all of it is a way of working, right? It's a way of life. It doesn't mean I have to start a company, right? But it means that whatever you do, you do it with full heart, which is what actually entrepreneurship symbolizes for me. And I'll tell you, I'm saying my father runs one of the things I did in the last 1.5 years was my father at the age of 54 had been working in a bank for the last 30 years, Punjab National Bank. At the age of 54, he left and started a company to help young adults get a government job. So he trains young adults for government jobs. And in the COVID, everything got locked down. The business went to zero. And I could have chosen to do many things because I was absolutely free, and there were many offers on the table, including starting a company to saying, "ये $5 million ले लो, कुछ भी start कर लो," right? But I said, यार अगर अपनी कंपनी बना ली, दूसरों को हेल्प कर दिया, घर की कंपनी नहीं चली, if dad के साथ काम नहीं किया तो point क्या है? So actually, after COVID hit, 6 months I spent bringing that organization online. Right? Dad had run in a certain way. He was doing it at his own pace. To his credit, he was teaching 2,000 kids a year. Starting at the age of 54, he's now 64, and he has done this for the last 10 years. And I said, let's bring it online. So now, in terms of monetary reward, this is not great outcome. But today, the company derives 50% of its revenue from online. And, I think this is the best time that I could have spent. Because, if I look back, and I'm thinking, because I thought 5 years ahead, I thought, if I make a lot more money, if I do a lot more for myself, but my dad's business doesn't do well, I wouldn't be able to look back in those 5 years with happiness. So, that's how I spend time. Now that is an entrepreneurship in my own mind and making a choice, which works for you.
And what we discussed, I think, is really important because entrepreneurs, I mistake myself also, in the initial years, that we forget about those who are around us, right?
Yeah.
Who are supporting us, and we take we let the company consume us. It's not that it consumes us. We let our mind, in our mind, the company consume us. And what you taught is beautiful about life design, that you don't need to be obsessive about that only one thing. By the time the one thing gives you the outcome which you want, everything else is lost.
Yeah, maybe मैं कह रहा हूँ Siddharth, it is okay to be obsessive, but can you be in the moment? Being in the moment means, can you take out that? I'm again going back to the same example. Okay, बिल्कुल obsessive हो जाओ, no problem at all. But can you take out that 1 hour for your family every day? can you keep your phone aside for 1 hour? If you have decided to give a few years to your company, can you take out that 1 hour for your family? Because because I'm sure कि obsessiveness से ही outcome निकलेगा. उसमें मुझे ज़्यादा doubt नहीं है, because that is the outcome most people want. Most people want their name in the newspaper. They want to raise large amounts of funding, and they want to build a large company, and they want to grow fast, right? So if you want this outcome, you will need to be obsessive. The thing to remember is this outcome is in your head because you read too much newspaper, see too much social media, you're too much on Twitter. You just need to go 20 years ahead and ensure this is the outcome that you want. So one life hack for me is to talk to folks who are 20 years ahead of me and hear what they are saying, and then come back to my life and see how I can incorporate that.
And I believe today you are 36, 37, Harpreet?
यार क्यों सवाल पूछ रहे हो यार ऐसे? I look 20, man. What the fuck are you talking about? But yeah, I'm 37 here.
Yeah.
Soon to be 38. Getting some white hair. Then people will start taking me seriously.
Amazing. Yeah. And if you have to, Harpreet, go back and change some things between the period of, let's say, 2007 to 2016 in your life now, because you are already talking to people 20 years ahead. Now I'm talking to you, right? What do you have to change between 2007 to 2016? What are the few things in your life you would have changed? I'm not talking about outcomes. I'm talking about inputs.
That's a good question. Yeah. From 2007 to 2016, what would have changed? I think I would have listened more. I would have spoken. I would have listened more. You're very headstrong as an entrepreneur. Sometimes that blocks your listening ability, right? This is both good and bad, because your headstrong is why you are building what you are building. There is no other way. But with everything, there are two sides to the coin. So I'm saying, when we started the company, the good part was we loved the idea, is why we did it. The bad part is we did not realize the idea was in EdTech, in HR tech, and B2B. If you're doing all these three, you're dead in India, right? We didn't realize this. It happened by flow, not by conscious choice. And I would have changed it sooner. What that means is I would have made the choice of I would have realized what the market conditions were and moved to B2C sooner. Made all those changes sooner, rather than saying हमने ये चलाया है, हम यही करेंगे, right? The other thing which was starting at the start of the podcast is, I'm saying the way to look at it is I would have opened a window into my mind and let in fresh air, much earlier on multiple occasions, and then see where that fresh air leads us. That is the one big change that I would have made, which hopefully I make more of now. But if you honestly ask me, there were bad times in 2006 to 2017. There were good times, and lots of good times. So, if I could look back, I would want the same life all over again. I wouldn't want to change much at all. Maybe spend some more time with my wife. But apart from, at that between 2007 to 2014, but apart from that, actually everything else has been great. I wouldn't change it for anything. There's so many. Actually, we learn from when you fall down. No, that is when you learn. And I think I've learned so much from the few episodes that have happened during the course of building CoCubes, that it's been amazing. One thing that I would like to say here, I'm saying at some point in CoCubes, Vibhor and I started it. A very good friend of mine joined the company a year later. We didn't get along in the professional setup, and he left. And he left on a bad note. We stopped talking. We were good friends. My wife and his wife were best friends. He and I were best friends. Vibhor and he knew each other well. But when it got over, we were no longer talking to each other. And I mentioned this in the book as well. When I took up running, and when Airtel half marathon was finishing, I ran into him, and he looked at me and he turned around and he started walking away. And I went to him. I kept my hand on his back, and I said, "I'm sorry." And he turned around and he said, "यार, इतना time लग गया यार, तेरे को ये बोलने में पहले ही बोल दिया होता." So if you ask me, there's the beautiful line that I love. It says, कुछ इस तरह से हमने जिंदगी को आसान कर लिया, किसी से माफी मांग ली, किसी को माफ कर दिया. So this is something that I've learned with age here. And if I could go back in 2007 and have the same wisdom, I would like to have it.
And you mentioned also one thing in the book, right? You learned that you have to solve simple problems. As entrepreneurs, we are thinking, or might be I was earlier thinking that we need to solve complex problems. But there is a para where you mentioned, you learned hard way that it's the simple problems that they need to solve repeatedly.
So, no, absolutely. No, I'm saying, let me contradict myself also. I'm saying Elon Musk is solving for going to Mars. I think that's a complex problem. Yeah. At the same time, if you look at multiple companies that have done well, all of them solve very simple problems, and they find a elegant way to solve it, which can be repeated over and over again, like science rather than art. The one thing, the takeaway for any entrepreneur listening to this is, a frequent deck that we get is जिसमें cycle बना होता है. You have the cycle. ये होगा, ये होगा, ये होगा, ये होगा, ये होगा, ये होगा, and there are like 8 steps to that cycle, right? And that cycle doesn't work because it has 8 steps. It is never going to work. All 8 are not going to work. Yeah. You need to find a shorter cycle of growth, a shorter cycle, shorter fulfilling cycle. And maybe you need to find multiple of these to make your company work. But your cycle needs to be, the flywheel needs to move faster once it can, once it is shorter, not like tuck, 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 tuck. बहुत सारी चीजें नहीं होनी चाहिए. And the example that the reason I felt this was, I was in this company called Inductis, and they used to do these complex projects. And, our ego burst came out to be saying who was working on the most complex project. And that company had a great outcome, but along came a company called Mu Sigma, and this company, did shitty projects. This company did projects which are, I shouldn't call it shitty. I should do simpler projects, right? It said कि ये करना है, अच्छा इससे business आ रहा है, ये 10 साल तक आता रहेगा because these problems will always keep coming and they will always keep outsourcing it. Whereas Inductis was looking at solving complex problems, and companies don't have complex problems all the time. They give it to you one and then they're done. Then you are hunting again for a new project, a new complex problem to solve. So if you want to build a business, and Siddharth, you know it well, you're starting a fund in the SaaS space, you need to be able to solve a problem, simple problem repeatedly. That is how you get annual recurring revenue. This is the only way to do it. And I think so if you can find a problem like that, I think that is great.
Thank you so much, Harpreet. I wish, I had more time to dive more into your mind and explore more gems for the listeners from your experience. But, definitely encourage everyone to read the book, Let's Build a Company, written by Harpreet Grover and Vibhor Goyal. Thanks again, Harpreet, for coming on the podcast. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you, Siddharth. And thank you everyone for listening. All the best in whatever you do.